Hello everyone, I'm Halcyon from Halcyon Private Limited. Today we are here with another video and we'll be talking about Clause 9 Performance Evaluation. Joining me is our quality management expert Mr. Rastan Roshina, and without wasting time, let's get straight into it. Hello Mr. Rasta, it's good to see you again. Today we'll be talking about Clause 9 Performance Evaluation. So without wasting time, let's get straight into it.
Thank you, Ashan. It's great to be back now towards the final phase of this clause number 9. So let's see how we can proceed with this part.
Clause 9 is all about evaluating how effectively your quality management system is performing. So, Mr. Rasta, why is performance evaluation such a critical part of ISO 9001 2015?
Great question. Performance evaluation ensure that organization is just implementing the standard, but it makes sure you are continually monitoring and continually improving it. It's data driven system. So you have a trend, you can understand the trend. So that information will provide to the top management to take decision. You are not taking decision based on one particular figure. You are basically taking the decision based on the trend. So this provides a lot of insight, you're working and what is working, what is not working, and then maybe what are the changes you require, and then if there's any different or changes in the customer expectation. So this is very important part.
Clause 9 includes three main areas: monitoring, measurement, and analysis. Analysis consists of internal audits and management review. So let's start with 9.1: monitoring, measurement, analysis, and evaluation. What does this entail?
This subclause focusing on collecting, analyzing data, and then measure the performance, right? So 9.1 mainly talk about organization determine if they determine these are the objectives I'm going to use, and then this basically started to monitor and then analyze it and evaluate. Like say for example, customer satisfaction. So you try to analyze the customer satisfaction index, or maybe efficiency of the organization, or maybe productivity, first time right. So those are the KPIs you can set. I use the word KPI, but in standard basically set the objective. So this is very important. You started to collect data, you monitor it, analyze, and then you take decision based on these data trends. So this is very important.
That's essential for making informed decisions. Moving to 9.2, internal audit. Why is this an important part of performance evaluation?
Internal audit is very important because up to 9.1 you work on the system, right? And then under checking, you bring a different team, within the organization, you ask somebody else, your scope area, ask somebody else to come and do a audit in your processes, right? That will it's a kind of your own health check. And then this audit will be done by the competency team, and which they understand your internal context about the organization. This is very important. So internal audit has to be very strengthened, and team has to be thorough about the audit, guideline and all. So there's a guideline called ISO 9011 2018. You can use the guideline, and when you conduct the good internal audit, so this audit will basically ensure it's always challenge the system. So ensure your system, how strong your system, and then it basically expose your weak area, so then management can take decision. So 9.2 internal audit is a key requirement in the standard because you are doing your own health check.
That makes sense. Finally, let's discuss 9.3, management review. What's the goal here?
See, management review involves senior leadership evaluating the performance of the quality management system. So it's not just looking about the data, but this is a decision making forum, right? If you consider a basic organization, you must be having so many meetings, but if you analyze the outcome of the meeting, like how many decisions you have made, so you ended up with zero decision most of the cases, right? I know there are good organizations, they are very focused on the meetings, but there are majority of the organization, they ended up with not taking any decisions. So but ISO 9000 2015 standard said under management review there are elements you need to cover, and then you have to take decisions, take decisions, and then those are improvement points. So top management will have to make sure your facilities requirement, so you have to take a decision. So this is very good forum. As a management team, we need to provide whatever the data is required to take decisions, and then leadership team, senior team, they have to give decisions at the forum. So this is very important forum.
Can you share an example of how Clause 9 has helped an organization improve its performance?
Right. So, when we work on the element number 9, data analysis, this is very important. I'll take one example: customer satisfaction. So, you are getting a genuine feedback from your customer. So, when you analyze the customer satisfaction part, you identify one particular portion is kind of low. So, you have to genuinely evaluate why this is low. Say, for example, call answering or customer feedback or replying to email is kind of low. So then, at management review, you can discuss. So maybe there's a facility issue, or maybe moral issue. So you can take decision there, and then you can evaluate that when you conduct the next management review. So this is very important. We know there are organization, they review the customer satisfaction and they identify genuinely customers are given feedback. So okay, these are the low areas. So then they have a discussion under management review, and then they take action, and then next management review, the customer satisfaction evaluation, they review that. So then you can see maybe 20%, 30% increase. So then you are whatever action you have taken are in a correct decision. So this is very important. Maybe R&D, research and development area, you can discuss here.
That's a fantastic example. Mr. Rasta, Clause 9 clearly emphasizes the importance of monitoring, auditing, and reviewing for continuous improvement. So, before we wrap up, do you have any final advice for our viewers?
Yep, my advice is to treat performance evaluation as a continuous cycle. Use is not just to find fault or to identify the opportunities for growth and innovation. So always use PDC cycle, plan, do, check, tag, and always ensure leadership engage in the process. Leadership will engage if they see interesting data, right? Always they want to see the trend and all, so definitely they will involve. So element number 9, where you can bring your leadership team back to ISO process. So use it in proper way.
Thank you, Ms. Rasta, for sharing your expertise with us today. I think we spoke a lot today, and it was very helpful for us. And we'll see you in another video.
So thank you very much. I think we discussed a lot about element number 9. This is very useful element. So thank you for having me here.